The Rona. What's wrong with you?
Too much sleep make you boy tired.
That's crazy.
I gotta get up and do something.
Dude.
Y'all leave my life.
You sleep too much. That thing makes you
I've been doing this for years.
She baking. You know what I'm saying? A beautiful little baby girl in there. You know what I'm talking about? It take a lot. You know what I mean? It take a lot. But that's a whole lot of sleep.
So I mean, you over having a baby now.
Oh yeah, we good now. We good. We alright.
Wide-eyed on his phone, answering back to Facebook and whatnot. I was like, "Why are you up?" Just be up.
I do. I don't sleep at all at night. That thing is crazy.
Ridiculous.
My mind just be like, pew.
You know your boy be.
Was she talking to you?
It be both.
Yeah, he be like, as soon as he's done saying the word.
It be like, nah, they ain't all what you said. We was talking last night, actually. You know what I'm saying? We was like chopping it up. Next thing you know, I woke up.
Next thing I know, I woke up. Oh man, waking up in a conversation. What was that scene?
You know you drive it, right? Oh, that's just the craziest dream just now.
You were just talking.
You know you drive it, right?
You know you're driving right. Oh man. Well, Sabbath peace.
Sabbath peace.
It's another opportunity for us to come together and hear and learn of the word of truth that's given to us by the Most High God. All honor goes to the Father through the Son, whose name is Yahushua. In him lies the only hope for salvation. We know that it is obtained by grace through faith, not of works, lest anyone should boast, and given freely as a gift to all who obey him. We understand that if we do not obey him, it is made manifest or made obvious that we do not believe. In this state, we should expect no good thing from the Most High. However, anything that we do get, whether it be a gift of tongues, a gift of prophecy, or any supernatural experience that you may have, it can and it will be used against us in the day of judgment. With that said, peace to the saints that are in the room, to the saints that are watching in on the camera, to the saints that couldn't make it. But no peace to the wicked. The only thing we say to them is repent that they might live. Where we leave off last week? Luke chapter 17.
Oh wait, no, yeah.
Oh, Malachi.
That was the week before. Yeah, we ended off in Malachi.
Malachi. Luke before that?
Yeah, Luke 1:17.
What you got on your heart, Daniel? Where you want to start?
You know, the Lord told me.
You know what we can do though? We can take it back to the old days. Isaiah chapter 28 is Isaiah chapter 28 verse 9. Isaiah chapter 28 verse 9. It's been a while since we read this. I just like this one because it just, to me, it just set up the whole thing for you. It just lets you know like what you should expect. I'd do a commercial for these people for free. It's some good water.
How much you pay for that?
Can't taste like
Too much. Yeah, it tastes like yams.
No.
It's Isaiah chapter 28, verse 9.
Whom shall he teach knowledge?
He said, whom shall he teach knowledge?
And whom shall he make to understand the doctrine?
And whom shall he make to understand the doctrine?
Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
Uh-huh.
For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little.
Right, so what he describes in that first part is he's asking, who is he going to give information to and teach the doctrine to? Is it going to be those that are just weaned from the breast? Is it going to be the toddlers, the babies, the young, right? Then he goes on, he said, because, right? I'm asking that question because precept has to be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. In other words, this thing is all over the place. It's difficult for a baby, right? It's going to be difficult for a young child to try to figure this out. He said, is he really going to teach it to a young child? Because the young child going to have to know all of it. The young child going to have to put this thing together. We're rightly divided at. Timothy,
Peter?
2 Timothy. It ain't Peter. It gotta be Timothy, right? It's Paul for sure.
All right.
Yeah. Try 2 Timothy. Ooh, this is a shot out of the dark here. You gonna cheat for me, Daniel? Yeah, let me see. It's like, yeah, let's see what it is. I feel like it's Timothy. It might be Titus, though. It ain't Titus.
Well, what's the private interpretation? That's Peter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but you look at it, and he's telling you that you got to be able to put this together. You have to, this line is going to be over here in the Old Testament, and then the other line is going to be over here in the New Testament. This precept is going to be right here in the law, and this other precept is going to be, in the gospel. Right? And you got to be able to put, you got it?
Yeah.
You got to be able to put those two on top of it. What are we looking at? Zakai, be quiet. What is this?
2 Timothy.
2 Timothy.
Chapter 2, verse 15.
I'd have got that thing. I'd have got it, TJ. But I just would have called. I'd have got it. What I was thinking, not 15, but I was thinking like verse 9 or something. You know what I'm saying? I'd have got it. I should just, just went with it. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Right? Paul right here, when he say this, he's saying the same thing. Watch this.
Study to show yourself approved unto God.
He said you got to study. The only way you can show, how you going to show yourself approved unto God? Study. The man is telling you, study. Why? To show yourself approved unto God. And what's going to happen after that?
A workman that needs not to be ashamed.
Right? I'm a workman, and when I stand in front of you, ain't nobody going to put me in the shame.
Rightly dividing the word of truth.
I'm going to take the word, and I'm going to split that thing. I'm going to take a precept from here and a precept from here. A little bit from here, and a line from here, and a line, and all it's going to come together. It's going to make sense. That's what it takes. That's why he's saying, a baby going to be able to do that? That's why Isaiah's asking, who is he going to teach? A baby going to be able to do that? Hold right there. Give me Matthew chapter 13, maybe verse 50. Matthew chapter 13, verse 50. Right? It's a reason why he asked those questions. Who is he going to teach the knowledge to? Is it going to be the baby? Because precept got to be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little, there a little.
You want verse 52?
Give me verse 51 then.
All right.
You sure I want 52 for sure?
52 is it, but I will do 51.
All right. It's Matthew chapter 13, verse 51.
And Yahshua said unto them, have you understood all these things?
Right? And Yahushua, he asked them a question. He asked his disciples a question. After this, he just got done giving them a whole bunch of parables. He asked them a question. Have you understood all these things? He's asking that question. Why? Because it's easy to get? No, he's asking it because this is not something that's going to click right away. He's asking them, have you understood all these things? Let's see what they say.
And they said, yes, Lord.
They say, yes, they do understand. So watch what he say next.
Then he said unto them, therefore every scribe which is instructed unto the kingdom of heaven is...
So if you a scribe, what are you?
Expert in the law.
If you a scribe, that means you copy the law down. That makes you an expert when it comes to the law, to our scriptures, right? So every scribe who is also what?
Which is instructed unto the kingdom of heaven.
So that means not only do you know our law and know our scriptures, on top of that, you know about the kingdom. That will represent what? What testament?
New Testament. Yahshua, the gospel.
Okay, so he said every Old Testament expert who's also clear on the New Testament is going to do what?
Is like unto a man that is a householder, which brings forth out of his treasure things new and old.
He said he just like a man who bring out his treasure, new and old. Here a little, there a little. Whole book telling you the same thing. Whole book is saying, listen, you're not about to just walk. A lot of people try to get on like we doing. We got our reading plan. A lot of people think, oh, it's just going to click. You just read the Bible all the way through. It's just going to click. You can't just open up the book. Well, you can do whatever you want to do, right? But don't expect you just going to open up at page 1, go all the way to page 7,000, whatever, how many pages in your book, you know what I'm saying, and just feel like, okay, I got it. No. It don't even flow like that. Right? You're gonna get to reading, and by the time you get to what? By the time you get to Kings, stuff gonna be all over the place. I mean, even when you get to Leviticus, Numbers, and Exodus, stuff is mixed up. It ain't in order. It ain't like Leviticus pick up right where Exodus left off, or Numbers. Look on.
It's
Exodus,
Leviticus.
Yeah, it ain't like Leviticus pick up right where Exodus left off. Right? All that stuff is kind of mixed in. It's all dealing with the same time
So
period.
like in Exodus, when Moses go up to the mountain, you kind of got to turn to Leviticus at that point.
Right? So you looking at these things, the order is not playing out like that. You just reading the book and you like, oh, I just don't get it. You know why? Because you're a baby. Hold that. Go to Hebrews chapter 6. This is Hebrews chapter 6. Give me verse. Hebrews chapter. Actually, Hebrews chapter 5. Give me verse 13. Hebrews chapter 5, verse 13. Watch what the book say.
For everyone that uses milk is unskilled in the word of righteousness, for he is a baby.
Give me verse 12. This is Hebrews chapter 5, verse 12. Watch what the book say. Zakai, you better be quiet, boy.
For when the time ye ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God.
Right? So he's talking to people who ought to be teachers. He's saying, you ought to be a teacher, but you have need for somebody to teach you again. The first oracle, that means the principle, the bottom. Right? Zakai, you about to go downstairs, boy.
And are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat.
He said, you're going to have need of milk and not of strong drink. Strong meat. Right? What do babies drink?
Milk.
So what is he saying?
Oh, you read?
He called them a baby. He's saying, y'all should be teachers right now. He said, y'all ought to be teachers. But you have need for somebody to come in. Y'all have to put all this stuff in perspective, right? Imagine like your teacher telling you this, right? I'm teaching you this. Like, you should be in advanced class. But your boy acting like you need to be in elementary. That's how Paul talking to him right now. He's stunning on him. He's like, man, by this time you should be graduating. But you need me to take your butt back to 5th grade. Right? He's saying you should be at the point where you can eat strong meat. You can just devour it, but you still need some darn milk. He called him a baby. Watch, keep going.
For everyone that uses milk is unskilled in the word of righteousness, for he's a baby.
You're unskilled. Why would you need to be skilled in the word of righteousness? Because I got to take precept from here, put it with that precept. I got to be like, oh no, that one go with that one. Okay, well, hold on. This one, okay, pull that from here. Okay, go, boom. Oh, you want to understand that? Hold on, take these two right here, put them with that, boom. Take a little bit from here. Okay, put that, boom. Okay, here you go. That's what it takes. If you can't do that, he's saying you unskilled in the word. And that makes you a what? We can look at that and be like, I ain't no baby, and get filled up with pride. Or we can accept it and be like, that's why I don't understand. That's all a man trying to tell you. Don't expect to open up the book and just get it. If it happens, great. Thank the Most High God for it. Don't let that be your expectation. If it don't happen, don't feel like it should have happened. Because it seemed like it happened to so. A lot of these people be running their darn mouth. Even the people that know the word, and a lot of them be running that, oh, nobody taught me the word. I say that, right? Nobody taught me the word, and that's fine. None of that matters at the end of the day. Who cares who taught you? Do you know it or not? Period. Sometimes that set our expectations up. Right? It set our expectation where I might say that, nobody taught me the word. Nobody taught me the word. I learned the word on my own. And people will walk in there and just be like, oh, see? You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to learn on my own. Therefore, I don't want a teacher. And this, that, and other. It's like, no. Let me tell you something. If it was somebody to teach, right? If somebody came to me with we teaching, do you know I would be sitting at the feet of that person, that man. Right? That's it. Like, I wouldn't be teaching. I wouldn't be doing nothing else. If somebody today, the man of God coming, you know what I'm saying? I just want y'all to know the man of God coming, right? And when the man of God come, do you think I'm going to be like, all right, watch out, hold on, let me tell the people. You know what I'm saying? Because I know. Please, I'm going to shut my butt up. They'll take off my glasses. I'm sitting down. What you talking about? That's crazy. You got to be skilled with the word. more so now than ever.
Yes.
These people looking at this stuff happen. This thing about to go down. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to all this stuff? See, people would love it for it to be the end of the world. I don't believe that. I think y'all got some years to go where y'all got to deal with this stuff. Right? You got to deal with this stuff in perpetuity. If it was just the end of the world, it should be like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, all right, it's over. Oh, that's too easy. Oh no, it's still a lot of stuff. A lot of prophecy got to happen now. Still a lot of prophecy got to happen. But this for sure the beginning. Right? It seemed like it at least, right? This thing definitely seemed like the beginning. It's about to get started. So then what we gonna do? We don't know the word. Hebrews right today, online, they're talking about these stupid Christians, weak Christians, right? They're like Christians praying for their oppressor. So I was like, name one place, one nation that we was delivered from where a man of God didn't pray for him. Just name one. They're like, let's start with Egypt. I was like, I'm happy you started there. You know what I'm saying? So I started quoting all the places where Moses prayed for him.
Pharaoh say, Moses, pray for me that he take this stuff away.
That's right.
Yeah, I got you.
Go to the door. It's your grandma. Hurry up, boy. Go get the door. All right? He said, go ahead. Go help him out, crybaby.
Okay. I'm going.
He said, so he said, let's start with Egypt. I said, oh, I would love to start there. So I started quoting. He was like, yeah, but that was at Pharaoh's request. I was like, I don't want you to misunderstand what I'm telling you, brother. I'm not telling you that what Christians are doing is what Moses is doing. By no means. I'm telling you what you're saying is not precise. You telling people, don't, that's my Uncle D. You telling people, don't pray for the oppressor in this message, right? That's what you suggesting, that we shouldn't pray for our oppressor, that's wrong, that's a sign of weakness. I'm telling you, there's going to be a man of God who does just that. And if you can't precisely separate the difference of what the Christian is doing versus what the man of God has done in the book, then that means you setting people up to misunderstand who the man of God is. You got to be skilled with this book. You can't just jump on Facebook making posts. Just running your darn mouth and speaking as if it's fact. Ask the question. Tell people this is how I read it. But don't be speaking it fact if you ain't skilled with the word. You ain't put the word together yet. Take your time. You gonna mess around and set people up. You gonna see a man of God come out here and start praying for Trump. Then all of a sudden, no, he can't be. At that point, he's like, he the man of God until he do that. Man, he doing plagues, all types of stuff. Then he say, let me pray for Trump. All the black power people gonna be like, I don't be paying for that. Racist, he our oppressor.
Why?
Be like, see, he a Christian too.
So?
Tell me they ain't gonna say it.
Go up there.
They gonna position themselves against the man of God.
But Eli, you need to be
Why? Because the stuff that he's doing is foreign to us only because we've detached ourselves from our history. We haven't paid attention to our history. We pay attention to the parts of it that we want. We like when Moses made it across the Red Sea. Oh, that's nice. We just completely missed the part where he is praying for the oppressor. It is not just Moses. I mean, that's where we started, but it's not just Moses.
Daniel do it.
David prayed for Saul. Daniel prayed for every darn oppressor he had. Daniel Christian, but you know what I'm saying? Daniel about as Christian as they get if you put it in the book. Daniel, Nebuchadnezzar, he lit Nebuchadnezzar butt up with prayer. Right? What about Joseph? We look after our oppressors.
And Joseph gave him in a master plan.
Man put him in jail. He come back and he give him the plan. Not saying God, but the same nation. We look after our oppressors. Quiet as it kept, what the Christian is doing, while it ain't what the book is describing, is closer than a lot of stuff that these other people talking about. In that regard, at least.
You got to separate that.
You got to be able to look at it and be precise with everything that you say in this book. You can't just be like, close enough. This book ain't a close enough book. You got to be precise. You got to be able to call it out. This is why it's like this. This is why it's not. And a lot of these brothers can't do that. And it's because they unskilled with the word, which is okay. That's not like a You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you going to hell because you unskilled with the word. All it means is you got to have some humility and you got to be ready to learn. You can't just know one or two things and just think like that's your claim to fame. No, you got to know the book. You got to sit down and study it. You can't just learn one thing and just feel like, oh, I got to know it all now. No. Keep learning. Keep figuring it out. Keep putting that thing together until like Paul said, you can stand unashamed in that thing. You break that thing open, can't nobody look at you and be like, oh, that don't make sense. You got people right now, they gotta lie. They gotta lie to themselves and lie to everybody else just to make something make sense. The ICCU and all these different, you know what I'm saying, the UGKP and all these, man, what's wrong with y'all? All y'all some darn sinners. How you in there teaching the word and you cussing? And I'm supposed to teach, I'm supposed to take the word from you? Give me James. Give me James, what I want, James 1? You gotta help me find it. Somebody help me find it. Look, scan through James 1 for me. I'm looking for what he say, it gotta be James 1. Give me James 1 chapter 5. I don't know what he said. I'm trying to think of it. Give me James 1 verse 5. It's too much book to give us that warns us of exactly what to look for, exactly what not to follow, for us to have any excuse. Most High God ain't gonna have no excuse for us. He ain't gonna accept no excuses, brother.
He's talking to someone about that.
He's not accepting no
The
excuses.
whole game plan is like.
He's laid out. He's not accepting no excuses from us. You just gotta get it right. And he pulled his face from us. He's not looking at us that way. Because you know what the book say. When he looking, he gotta be a swift what?
Swift witness.
He gotta be a swift witness. If he paying attention, he got his face on the place. The man gotta be, if he close to the situation, oh, judgment gotta happen quick. Right? I saw it gotta happen immediately. We ain't got time for it. He done us that favor where he said, I'm gonna back off. I'm not gonna be looking at everybody. I'm gonna take my eyes off. So when we cry out for help, guess what? He ain't answering. But also, when our butts mess up, he ain't being a swift witness either. Yeah. The man is fair. So we crying because we like, man, I've been praying all my life and God ain't answered my prayer. Right? If God is real, why don't you just show yourself? We crying about that. But if the man did it, your butt wouldn't last a month.
It did.
Right? So on the same token, it's like that's a gift and a curse for you. You got to take it.
And people heard the man's voice, they got scared. Told Moses to do it.
And months later, they'll start dropping dead in the wilderness. Like the man is not playing. When he gets to showing you stuff, there's expectations with that. I'm not going to just show it to you and you get the same Mosleyan law. Please, what's wrong with you? What is it, James chapter 1, verse 5?
If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God that gives to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him.
I kid y'all not, man. When I first started, that's the only thing I prayed for. I refuse to pray for anything else. You probably remember, the only thing I used to pray for, give me the wisdom to lead the people. That's it. I don't want nothing else. I'm praying all types of stuff now, though. You know what I'm saying? All types of stuff. Now I be lighting it but up. Listen, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just let this light turn green. You know, I be praying. Like, I don't care what it is. I be asking. You know what I'm saying? All types of stuff. He probably be slapping my stuff down. Bow. You know what I'm saying? That thing would say red longer than ever. You know what I'm saying? But still, I be praying for everything. Now, but back then, that's all I pray. I didn't feel right praying. I was like, man, Solomon had it going. Right? Just give me the wisdom. The man said he'd give it to you liberally. Keep going.
But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering, for he that waver is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed.
Mm-hmm.
For let not the man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
That's right.
Let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he is exalted, but the rich in that he is made low, because as the flower of the grass he shall pass away.
That's right.
For the sun is no sooner risen with a burning heat, but it withers the grass, and the flower thereof falls, and the grace of the fashion of it perishes, and also shall the rich man fade away in his ways.
Uh-huh.
Blessed is the man that endures temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to them that love him.
What verse is that?
12. You looking for clean water?
Yeah.
Spring? I don't know where it's at, but I know it's good.
It ain't one?
No.
Try 3 then. might not be 1. It's probably 3. I feel like it's not 2 and it's not 5. I want to say fresh water. Fresh water can go with. I can't think of the quote right now. I know it when I hear it though.
You said 3?
Yeah, I want to say it's 3. I feel like it's 1, 3, or 4. 3:11.
3:11.
This is James chapter 3 verse 11. Watch the book say, "That's what I want."
Yeah, we're gonna start with 7.
It's James chapter 3 verse 7.
No. We'll start with 5.
It's James chapter 3 verse 5.
4. Sorry, my bad. 4 is good. We'll start at 4.
James chapter 3 verse 4.
Behold, also the ships which, though they be so great, are driven of fierce
Now we just got
winds.
started 1. It's James chapter 3 verse 1. We just got to get 1.
Because he set the whole thing up the whole time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You guys just got to start. I get what you're saying. I knew where you were going with it. You just got to start. Ain't no way around it. You know what I'm saying? We trying to cut the corner. Sometimes you just can't cut the corner. You just got to start at 1. It's James chapter 3 verse 1.
My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation.
You understand this? You see what the man trying to set you up for? He looking at it like everybody don't need to be the man.
Right.
You just gotta understand that if you the man, it's more expectation. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I forgot all about this. I didn't plan that. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. If there was somebody to teach, I guarantee, boy, listen, I'm the first one to take a note, learning. You know what I'm saying? What you doing? I'm sitting my butt down. Man of God come, I'm sitting down so quick, might get a darn hernia. You get a hernia from sitting down too fast?
Not too bad.
Might get a hernia from that. I ain't got no chance of getting a hernia. I'm just sitting down. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I'm looking for the man of God to come. Right? He said, don't be so quick to try to be a master. Be a teacher is what it's saying, right? When they say master right there, it's talking about a teacher. Right? Don't be so quick to be a teacher. Let's hear about it.
For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, that same is a perfect man and able also to bridle the whole body.
Right? So you have to understand what he's saying. He's saying, don't be so quick to be a teacher. Because we all be sinning. He's letting you know, all of us darn sin. He said, so if you know that's a struggle where you are now, right? Your butt step into that teacher role, now you got a heavier condemnation for sinning. Right? You're going to have the same struggles, you all the same temptations that you got to resist to make it into the kingdom, you're going to have to make it. But now you got an extra burden on top of you on top of it. Right? For what? Is what he's trying to explain. Right? He said, and now you're speaking. Because you got to be a teacher. So now you're speaking. So on top of that speaking, right? Now you got to bridle your tongue. He said, if anybody does not offend in what?
Word.
That man's a what?
Perfect man. Able to bridle the whole body.
He said, if you can control yours, this is the book laying it out for us. You understand? Like, this is the book. If I can control my speech, if I can control what comes out of my mouth, if I can keep myself from being vulgar in speech, cussing, lying, all these different things that comes out of my mouth, right? I am able to control my entire body. The person who can control the speech, he's saying, is the perfect man. What a Christian gonna tell us?
It's impossible.
Can't be perfect. Nobody's impossible perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Why is James talking to us then? That's what I just don't understand about Christians. Keep going, watch this. Y'all remember how we got here, right? Why did we get here? Who remembers how we got here?
People misleading, teachers misleading people.
You got Hebrews out there teaching the word and they unfit. And they doing what during their sermons?
Speaking, cursing.
Cussing. During the sermons. During their lessons. That's what they call them. They call them lessons. And they run their mouth and cussing during the lessons. We may look at that and be like, okay, he's relatable. He's just like me. That's maybe how people look at it, right? You have to understand that this is a sign from the Most High God. The Most High God is letting you know, not him, clearly, right? He's like, let me make this one obvious for you, not him, because it's in my word already. We got enough worried about where it's like hidden stuff that we ain't gonna see, right? But then there's some where the Most High God is just like obvious. Other way, right? And he does that for us. That's a gift for us. We supposed to be looking at that and be like, what'd you just say? Oh, no. I like the lesson. No, the lesson overall was, you know what I'm saying? That thing makes some sense. You know what I'm saying? Overall. We can't roll with that. No, I agree with everything you said. But I still can't mess with that. Keep going. Watch this.
Behold, we put bits in the horse's mouth.
He said we put a bit in the horse. What's a bit in the horse's mouth? TJ, what's a bit in the horse's mouth? So like when you got a horse, you ever seen a horse? What you do if you saw a horse right now?
I'd go up to it.
So look, you get a horse, right? And you know the little thing that they be having on the horse. What's that called?
Around their mouth?
Yeah, like the little. Yeah, they got like the thing, and then you hold it. What's that thing called?
Reins.
The reins. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So you got the reins. You know what I'm saying. They go and they strap into their mouth. That's where the reins is. Like the reins is over their mouth. So what happens is if I pull it, right? I pull it on the right side. That's gonna make the horse do what? Like it's grabbing him by his mouth, right? So what's it gonna do? If I pull his right side, what way his face gonna turn? It's gonna turn right, right? So that means the horse, when his face turn right, which way he gonna go? He gonna go right. So that's how you turn the horse, right? You got the reins. The reins is connected to a bit that's in his mouth. You turn, you pull it, it yank his head that way. With a horse, whatever way he looking, that's the way he gonna go. So as soon as you yank his head, he gonna start running in that darn direction. Because the horse is not very smart, right? So you just yank it, and then you yank it this way, and then you go. And then you pull it back, he look up, he can't go up. So what are you gonna do? He just gonna stop, right? So our people, not our people specifically, but humans, right? What we did is we learned how to put the bit in his mouth and then control where the horse goes based off of that bit. We know that, okay, he look up, he only gonna run where he can see. So if he running and he look up, oh, he ain't gonna wanna go nowhere, he gonna wanna stop. Okay, I turn him to the left, guess what? He gonna wanna go left. Turn to the right, guess what? He gonna wanna go right. Oh, we just talking about Christians. Oh, come on in.
Hey, stop disrespecting my partner, man.
How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm on a board. I'm the Christian board. Just made it last week.
So you look at it, and the horse, you control the way the horse goes, just like that, right? With a bit. And it's all because of this bit that's in his mouth. All because I can yank his mouth left or right. So the book, this is what what the book is trying to do is it's trying to explain stuff to us, right? So it's giving us stuff to try to help us understand how the Most High God works, how spiritual things work. So let's read that again, how the horse works.
Behold, we put bits in the horse's mouth that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Behold, also the ships, which though they be so great, are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm.
What's at the very top of a ship? You know what I'm saying? You get like a pirate shit or something. What do you have at the top of it?
Flag.
You got a flag. Then what's underneath the flag?
Underneath, like a long
Pole. Okay, and then what's on that pole?
I don't know. It's like a flag, but it's like a
Big old, you know what I'm saying? Like a big old cloth or something like that. You know what they call that? What do they call that?
Remnant.
The sail. Thank you. Anaka, thank you for saving me in here. I don't know what's wrong with these people in here. Everybody looking at me like, a blanket?
Instead of remnant.
I don't know what you talking about. Remnant. Goodness gracious. But a sail, right? So you have a sail, and what happens is the wind blows into it. So he's saying this boat is driven by the wind. The wind hits that sail, and it goes right about. But how do you turn it?
it's like a handle or something.
Yeah, you got a handle? So when I spin this wheel on my pirate ship, right? What's moving? Is the sail moving? How does the boat turn because I'm spinning this?
It's like this stuff underneath the
Underneath, you got this small, it's small. In comparison to the rest of the boat, you got this small little, it's like a fin. And when you turn the wheel, the fin change. And guess what? All that wind that's blowing, everything, the wind is what give it the power. All that, everything, guess what? Boat gonna turn. The smallest piece on this boat is gonna turn it. He's saying that's how our mouth is. Right? The mouth of a horse, you turn it, guess what? That's the way it's gonna go. This small little piece on the boat, all this power, all this huge, these heavy pieces on the boat, all the wind blowing into these sails. But you turn this little piece, that's which way the boat gonna go. He said, that's like our mouth. If we can control our mouth, if we can take control of this small piece that seems insignificant, that's how people think of it. A cuss word to me might not even be a cuss word. What's the big deal? You know, they all, because for them it's insignificant. It's just language. That's what I used to say, my stupid self. I used to say that too. It's just language. I mean, if I say a cuss word in Spanish, is it a sin? I used to talk to my mom like that. My mom used to look at, my mom didn't have a, you know what I'm saying? She knew this much. Boy, you stupid. She ain't gonna tell me it. But I knew by the way I can look back at how she was looking at me like, yeah, you called me stupid. She wasn't gonna tell me it, but that was stupid. And we just be too smart for our own darn good. Oh, I was smart as all outdoors, you asked me. But too smart for my own darn good, because it makes sense. It is just language. You know it don't make sense? It is still a cuss word, and you acknowledge it as such. Why am I killing time? If I acknowledge it's a cuss word in whatever language I'm talking about, why am I sitting here arguing the point? The man said don't cuss. Why are you still trying to cuss? Why are we always looking for a loophole? But that's what happens. Man said you control that one piece. This is what James telling me, ain't me. James telling me, you control that one piece. What did you?
Perfect.
I got that. Keep going, watch this. This ain't even, we still ain't got to the point that I actually wanted to get to. Let's keep going.
Behold, the ships, which though they be so great, and are driven of fierce winds.
When they say great, it's talking about big, right? Though it's so big, right? Watch this.
They're driven of fierce winds, yet they are turned about with a very small helm, wheresoever the governor wishes. Even so, the tongue is a little member that boasts great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindles. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue amongst our members, that it defiles the whole body, and sets on fire the course of nature. And it sets on fire, of hell. For every kind of beast, and of birds, and of serpents, and of things in the sea is tamed, and has been tamed of mankind.
Right? We tame everything. You put it in front of us. We'll put a whip on that thing, tie a tie around that thing, and we'll tame it. But he said, guess what though?
But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison.
Right? He was like, man, we struggle with that tongue. Right? Everything else, we get it. Oh, but we can't watch our darn mouth though. Not these men. We can't watch our darn mouth. Watch it. Keep going.
Therewith bless we God, even the Father, and therewith we curse. We curse, and therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of God. Out of the same mouth proceed blessing and cursing.
Out of the same mouth, we blessing and we cursing. Watch this.
My brother, and these things ought not to be so.
That got that. I'm going to see you cuss at the same time as teaching the word of God. You teaching a sermon on the word of God and you going to cuss at the same time? And I'm supposed to be like, oh, that make you more relatable? That make you cool to me? You lost your darn mind. Guess what that do for me? Appreciate that. I'm going to just leave. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go that way. I appreciate you doing that. Because I didn't know. I thought your lesson was pretty good up until now. Right? Then you said that cut. That's what I need to hear. Thank you. Right? I might not have found, otherwise I might not have found out you was a sinner 10 years down the line. Right? Watch it. Keep going. Because we still ain't got to the point I want to get to.
Does a fountain...
There we go. That's what I'm looking for. He said, does a fountain...
TJ, stop biting your nails. Yeah, so you're going to bite it? Cut it out. Out the same mouth proceed blessings and cursings. My brother, these things ought not be so. Does a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? Can the fig tree, my brother, and bear olive berries? Either a vine figs... So can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh.
No fountain can yield both salt water and fresh. Why? How does that make sense logically?
Because something that's clean cannot be unclean. Right. Something that's unclean cannot be clean.
I mean, it's fresh water. I do a commercial for these. This is the freshest water you gonna get. $19.99 every 2 weeks. 2 cases. Right? It's fresh water, right? Okay. So then you have salt water. What's an example of salt water? Where can we find like salt water? The sea. Right? So then if I pour this fresh water into the salt water, right? Into the ocean. Does the ocean become fresh? Okay. This fresh water. I take a bottle of ocean water, right? And then I'll pour it inside of this. What does this become? So anytime, what you're saying is anytime that salt water hit any other type of water that's fresh, what the fresh water becomes that? Well, salt, in this case, the salt water is like sin, right? You can't do both. As soon as I can't sit there, it's a lot of people that look at these sermons and they be like, oh no, I know not everything that the pastor preaches is wrong. I mean, right. Some of it is, you know what I'm saying? Some of it, but you know what I do? This is the stupid stuff they say. You know what? I just eat the meat and spit out the bones. I said, goodness gracious. I was looking at these people, I be like,
Just go get a fillet.
I was like, boy, we in bad shape, bro. What you think?
You say you can't clean what's sitting?
Something that is clean cannot be unclean. Something that is unclean cannot be clean. But if something that's unclean touches something clean, it is unclean.
What? So, say if I clean my bathroom and my bathroom's dirty and I can clean it and it becomes clean. It doesn't. What?
Something that is clean cannot be unclean unless an unclean thing touches what is clean.
So give him an example of what
So
you're saying.
the salt water, right? Okay. So you got a bunch of clean clothes sitting in your hamper. Okay. You take your dirty clothes, put it with the clean. You got it. Let's say you go check your hamper the next day. Are those clean clothes still clean?
No.
Because you put the dirty clothes on, right? Okay.
Why didn't the clean clothes make the dirty clothes clean?
Because there's probably more dirty clothes than dirty.
I mean, what if you had 17 pieces of clean clothes and you got one just stinky, dirty shirt?
Oh.
And you put it in it's a whole bunch of clean clothes. And you got that dirty shirt. I'm scared to ask you this question, by the way. We're gonna see what your answer gonna be. And you drop it in the midst of all the clean clothes, a whole thing of clean clothes. There's one dirty shirt, you drop it in there. Then you shake it up like this. When you pull that shirt that used to be dirty, when you pull it out, is it clean? No, right? So that's what Pops is saying. You can't nothing that's clean or nothing that's unclean can be made clean just by touching something that's clean. The opposite happens. Actually, all those clean clothes that was in there that touched that dirty shirt, they are all now dirty because of that dirty shirt, right? So dirty stuff makes stuff dirty, and that's how sin works, right? When you sin, you with your friends at school and all that, and you see them sin, you hang out with them. They ain't gonna become good because you hang out with them. Chances are, more likely, what's gonna happen is your butt gonna start sinning, right? And that's what we try to protect ourselves from. That's why we tell you the things we tell you. That's why we come here and learn these things, because we want to make it where we separate ourselves, right? You do your laundry, right? So after you get clean clothes out, what do you do with them? You go throw them with the dirty clothes again?
No, put them away in your drawer.
You separate them. And the reason you separate them because you know that clean clothes, if they get to touching them dirty clothes, it ain't going to make the dirty clothes clean. It's going to make my clean clothes that I just got done washing dirty again. And I just got done washing them. You know what? No. Let's fold these up, tuck them away in the drawer, and I'm going to close that thing tight. Right? Because otherwise, my dirty clothes going to mess around and get to them. Keep them separate. And that's how we have to think. We go out to this world, we look at it, it ain't no way to, you know what I'm saying? We can't get away from these sinners, right? But we limit our relationship with these people. Right? We limit it. I ain't going that far with you. I don't know you like that. We don't mess around like that, this, that, and other. Right? These are terms that we gonna speak on. And we separate and make a distinction of ourselves where people look at us and they say, oh, he's different. Oh, he ain't like them. Even if we gotta stand next to him, we don't have to stand next to these people. Even if we gotta stand next to them, they look at it and be like, oh no, there's a difference. It's certain conversation that go on at work and be like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of the table now. Right? Now y'all talking, people overhearing it, And now we ain't got time. We'll be like, yeah, no, y'all do it, y'all. No. I don't mean to offend nobody. Y'all do whatever. You continue. This y'all conversation. I'm just gonna be over here now.
Yeah.
I'd rather eat my darn car than sit here with y'all talking that foolishness.
Now I know not to see what you do more now.
Yeah, that thing cool. We cool. That's what it's like. That's what we have to do. We don't want to be the dirty clothes. That's where I get dirty. Let's see. Keep going. Eventually, we got to get back to the gospel.
Who is a wise man and endured with knowledge among you? Let him show out of good conversation his works with meekness and of wisdom. But if you have a bitter envying and strife in your hearts,
when they say good conversation, I know we've been talking about the tongue and all that. When they say good conversation, it's not talking about talking. It's saying good behavior, right? So who got good behavior? Keep going.
But if you have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descends not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work.
That's important. Remember, he started this topic talking about who?
Teachers.
Teachers, right? Then he goes to the bottom of it and say, yo, you got to control your tongue. Then he keeps going. He's saying, listen, if you got bitterness, envy, and strife in you, your wisdom, whatever you teaching, what he's telling you is whatever you teaching, don't come from above. These are the signs. He's laying out the signs that you look for in teachers, right? These people be sitting here, I'll debate you on camera, on live, on Facebook, and all that. And it's like, yeah, it's fun, right? It's fun, but that's not what we here for.
Yeah, that boy Dante bitter.
Relax.
Yeah, that's not what we here for at the end of the day.
No, bro, you know what I'm saying? He feels super betrayed.
Yeah, you know how it go. You know what I'm saying? There's a woman on one of his posts, you know what I'm saying, that made a post, and she said she kind of gave him some wisdom, you know what I'm saying? Like in a low-key way, in an appropriate way. She's like, honestly, a lot of these guys that you're talking about, I've never heard of them. And so, like, you're, like, making posts and rebuttals to them. You spending so much time, like, talking about them. And it's like, I've never heard of them before, ever. So now I feel like I got to go listen to them just to understand what you're talking about. And then I do that, and then I come back, and it's like the second half of your lesson is the only part I really needed. The whole first part that you were talking about them, like, that part didn't mean nothing. And I look at that, and I was like, goodness, sister. And his response was, you know, pretty much it was a slick, like, you know what I'm saying, well, it ain't for everybody type thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go find you somebody who, you know what I'm saying, who teaches the way you want to teach it. And it's like, unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, what she's saying is right. Your mind's supposed to be for the people. He's like, it's a tough job to call out the wicked. I'm like, I feel you. Yes, call them out. Don't kill no time trying to go back and forth with these people, though. Matter of fact, you can call these people out without ever mentioning their name. We call people out every day. You know, every time we come here, we call people out. I don't never mention nobody's name out night sometimes. Right? You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna spend a whole hour trying to hear talking about them. Right? We gonna get to it. In the main thing that we looking at, whether you know who I'm talking about or not, guess what? Whole time we talking about book. Whole time you gonna get a lesson. Cause that's what we're here for. Right? Alright, let's grab John. Let's grab John chapter 1, verse 15. It's the book of John, Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 15.
The Gospel of St. John.
This is the everybody please turn to the Gospel of St. John. You know, they lean into their microphone. The Gospel of St. John, chapter 1, verse 15.
When you get it, say amen.
You get to say amen.
Say amen.
Everybody turn to your neighbor and say, God got us here.
Sorry, it's not because you here, Tony. For real.
Nah, that's fine.
That's alright. We was up in there too, with our little snot nose, try not to fall asleep next to mom.
We definitely in there.
We was all in.
I used to love me some vacation Bible school. You know what I'm talking about? Woo! Try to get somebody to sponsor me on the trip because my mom ain't had no money.
That's for sure.
Boy,
I like the candies when I was little.
the candies.
When grandma used to give you some candy when I was in church.
Oh, to make you shut up?
Butterscotch, yeah.
Yeah, they always have the butterscotch.
They'll cook for us. I'll be like,
Oh, yeah, they used to cook.
Just to convert me. So, oh yeah, I'm getting there.
That ain't bad. That ain't a bad church. I might go to that church now.
What?
I might go to that church right now. What church is that? That's Victory.
An hour before service.
What?
Yeah.
Where they get that
Catholics,
from?
you don't eat an hour before service.
Yeah, I don't know none of this. I could never be a Catholic. Never be a Catholic. We used to eat right before and right after.
Sure did.
Mommy used to feed us right before church.
I've never.
Then we'd get out and we ask for something to eat. Mama would whoop our butt. She'd get right out of church. Mama used to be, I don't know why she used to be so mad after church. Every time she just so mad after church. We'd get out of church, she'd be like, "Boy, you did that for something." Smack me. Your mom ever whoop you from the front seat to the back. She, you just got them. They feet, I just fed your butt. Why'd you whoop me? I'd be like, goodness gracious, ask for a McDonald's cheeseburger. Why I get a whooping? I'm telling you, after church, how you know it ain't nothing in it. You know what I'm saying? If it was something in the church, you know what I'm saying, my mom would have been happy afterwards. You know, that's how I like to think of it. I like to feel like, you know what I'm saying, you hear some real word. After y'all be whooping y'all kids out when y'all leave here. I didn't want to see, I didn't want to know. Am I a Christian or not? No. You know what I'm saying? Okay, as long as you know what I'm saying, I don't want to, you let me know. If they get y'all whooping out after Bible study, it got to be at least 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? If past 2 hour pass, you get a whooping, that's on you. If it, you know what I'm saying, if it's within 2 hours of Bible study, you get a whooping, any of them, just let me know. That means it's on me. It means, you know what I'm saying, I might be a Christian. All right?
Moms used to take us to Sizzler, right?
We always eat.
You remember
remember
Sizzler?
Sizzler?
Yeah. Sizzler was wild.
Why you said
They still
Sizzler?
have Sizzler?
That's where I got the steak, bro. So I think that might have been my first steak.
Cali.
You know what I'm saying? I used to get the little steak and the baked potato.
Cali.
Mom used to take us.
You know.
I don't think they got
Mom used to
Sizzler
take us
no
to
more.
Well, Sizzler's done, but I know, well, as far as I know, but
Yeah, I don't think they got Sizzler no more.
Yes, in Cali, like, you know, like San Bernardino, like when you first like pass Barstow, it was like those little cities before you get to like LA, like in those little small.
We have to
Yeah,
stop.
Mom
and
used to take
go
us to
again.
Sizzler after church.
Yeah, good there.
He's like, we go to Sizzler, Mom? Or Furs. Y'all don't know about Furs. You gotta be from Vegas to
I
know
know
about
about
Furs.
Meadows Mall?
Yeah. Furs was it.
What's Furs?
It was like a buffet type restaurant right across the street from Meadows Mall where West Star is. You know what I'm saying? That thing was bomb.
Bless you.
Food was actually like good too.
Yeah, that thing was fire.
It's like Golden Corral.
Better than that
It was like black people cooking food.
though. Yeah. That's crazy.
I'm dancing.
Ain't bad now, I'm What we got? It's John. It's Gospel of John. Gospel of St. John. Chapter 1, verse 15.
John bare witness of him and cried, saying, This was he of whom I spake. He that comes after me is preferred before me, for he was before me.
Who is this talking?
It's John the Baptist talking.
Right? Remember last week we talked about John the Baptist. We learned about how John the Baptist did what? Or I guess we learned about how he was born. Right? So we learned about his pops, his moms. What was interesting about them that we pointed out last week?
Blameless.
They were blameless, righteous before the Most High God, right? That might be something that a Christian, like we just say that, like, hey, I'm blameless and righteous. The Christian today might tell us, what?
That's impossible, brother.
Yeah, like you can't do that without Jesus, right? But this man and his wife, they did it before Jesus was born, right? So that's why John is saying, watch this, the one who come.
John bare witness of him and cried, saying, This was he of whom I spake. He that comes after me is preferred before me.
Right? So he's saying the one that comes after me. That's how you know Yahushua wasn't born yet when he was born. Right? He's like the one that come out. I hit the scene first. The one that come after me. So his parents, they was righteous before Yahushua was even thought of. Because they didn't even have John yet. And John is telling you Yahushua came after him. Right? So why we can't be righteous and blameless without Yahushua? That's crazy. That don't make no sense.
That's Messiah's cousin.
Right? That's what we look at. It's important for us to make sure that we don't let these people bamboozle us. All right? You can't make it into the kingdom without Yahushua. You could definitely obey the word without him, though. That's crazy. You can definitely obey the word. Because you know what they're going to try to do after that. God know what he's doing. They're going to try to put it on him. Yahushua, I would have been righteous, but you know what I'm saying? I couldn't do it without you. So if I wasn't righteous, it must have been you because you didn't want me to be. Now, that's a lie. Right? That's a lie. Your butt could have obeyed the word. I'm going to get you into the kingdom. That's all right. People don't know we got it way better with Yahushua. He provided a lot of stuff that'll make it easier for us. That's why the man told you, he said, man, my burden is light. He said, man, my burden is light. He looking at y'all like easy money. You know what I'm saying? Remember when Kyrie was talking to Kobe Bryant, talking about, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying, put up 50. He said 50 stats. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat me. He's looking at Kyrie like, are you stupid? Kobe looked at Kyrie like, what is you? That boy sitting there undoing his shoes from practice. He's sitting there mad like, easy money, bro. Easy. You know how you get mad like, oh, you have no idea. That boy, easy. Man, I love Kobe. That boy, easy money. Y'all see Iman Shumpert? Oh, yeah, man. That boy, Iman Shumpert was like, man, I was playing and I was getting off. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I was doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? Went for this many points. You know what I'm saying? It was the third quarter, end of the third quarter. And he was like, man, I was about ready to tell my brother and tell everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, woo, I just did that on Kobe. You know what I'm saying? He said playing against Kobe. He was like, beginning of the fourth quarter started. He said Kobe went over to him. He's like, the whole game, Kobe ain't say nothing. He said, beginning of the fourth started, Kobe went up to him and was like, good game, young fella. You know what I'm saying? And the homie said, it's only the fourth quarter. Like, what do you mean? He's like, after that, Kobe went off, bro. The homie told him, good game. That's how the Most High God is looking at this. He's looking like, look, man, this thing is easy. Like, I got this. Y'all just relax. Good game. Relax. I got this. We moving. All we got to do is trust the man. All we got to do is ride with him. Right? That's it. The burden is easy. It's light. That thing just feel hard for us because we've been lied to our whole life. We've been conditioned to want things that we shouldn't want. And to go after things, desire things that we shouldn't want. Most High God to give us what we need. All we got to do is line up with him. Line up with the man. It's hard though, huh? It's hard lining up with the man. Why is it hard?
Because of sin.
That's it. It's easy without no sin. Easy. Sin? Hard. Why is that?
The way of the sinner is hard.
The way of the transgressor is difficult.
The way of the transgressor.
Right? That thing is difficult. As soon as you stop sinning, guess what? That's easy. Easy money. Right? Easy. That's the formula. Like, people have to teach us these things. This is the formula. This is how this stuff works. It all line up. It all makes sense. Right? A lot of people won't be able to break it out and tell it just because, and you know, sometimes we talk about them and all that, but at the same time, you got to empathize with these pastors and all these people. They've been lied to. Their whole life. They come through traditions of being lied to. That's a lot to break from. Even the Hebrew Israelites, they've been lied to, and what they've done is rejected the lie so much that they go to the opposite spectrum of the lie. So they start lying about something else, but it's only because they sitting here, they just don't want to be anywhere near a Christian. They don't want none of their doctrine to sound anything like a Christian because they know the Christian been lying to them their whole life. Right? You got to empathize with all these people too, but at the same time, you got to call it out. That ain't right. Right? That ain't what the book say. Just right up and down, right over the plate. That's how white folks say it. Just put it right over the plate. You know what I'm saying? Baseball, put it. I ain't trying to trick you. I ain't throwing you no curveball. I'm putting it right over the plate. You hit it, you hit it. All right? Straight down the middle.
You seen like, what was it, 3 months ago, I think? They was like named as a hate group.
Huh?
Hebrew Israelites was named like as a hate group.
Yeah. Yeah, they call it black
Identity.
yeah, the black identity extremists. They put the Hebrew Israelites on there. Yeah, got a whole look. FBI got a whole investigation department for black extremists, right? And they still ain't classified KKK as a hate group.
Yeah, that's why I was like, hold on.
Or it's a terrorist group, right? They classified it as a hate group, not as a terrorist group.
How some Hebrew Israelites like actually like rioted or like hurt people, or they just
Not on no mass scale. Yeah, you got same type of riot and hurt that you have all the time in our communities, right? You ain't got nothing where they looked at they took out a whole village of white folks. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never seen them drop a bomb on no white neighborhood.
Black people never kill white people.
Right? You ain't never seen them pull up in their car and just do a drive by on a white neighborhood. You've never seen that, right? But yeah, you heard on you definitely seen you got the Hebrew Israelite that murdered the young lady. You know what I'm saying? Murdered a black girl. Yeah, you got one dude that used to be a Hebrew Israelite or something that went up and robbed something or did something at like a store or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, you got some examples of stuff happening. I think some of them tried to go to war with some Jewish people, but I don't think they killed none of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nothing like that happened. So that's where it come from. They look for those opportunities. They got that movie, that Obama movie. What was it called? Barry? That movie, the Obama movie that was on Netflix. They got in that movie, I think, like first maybe 15 minutes in the movie, they got Hebrew Israelites looking like idiots on there. So you know that propaganda, and it's their fault, right? It's their fault because they put themselves out there like that, right? But that propaganda that's what they're gonna use. That's why we separate just like the clean, we gotta separate ourselves from that. You know what I'm saying? They asked me last week, they was like, you know what I'm saying? You remember that post? They asked me, yeah, you a Hebrew Israelite? Like, no. Like, no, that ain't even the real thing.
Muslim dude was asking?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, that ain't even the real thing. You know what I'm saying? No.
I hate people respond like, interested. I'm like,
No, don't tell me interested. No, talk to
What
me.
that mean?
You know what I'm saying? Talk to me. That mean you ain't got nothing to darn say. Right? I get it. I understand. You ain't got nothing to talk to me, though. You know you got something to say. You don't want to say it. I appreciate the people that actually say, you know what I'm saying? Say what's on your mind. Tell me I'm wrong. Then you get an opportunity to learn something. Or I'm going to get an opportunity to learn something. Somebody going to learn something today, though. Right? By you saying interesting and just backing out of the conversation, ain't nobody getting nothing. Right? We ain't got to do it private. I'm not like these other guys. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to do it in public. I tell them all the time, my new thing. Let's sit down and talk in person.
Right.
Because I don't like all this pride fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't like all this, you know what I'm saying? I got to look good for everybody who might, you know what I'm saying? I got to get more likes than you get under your comment. Like, man, I don't got time for this stupid stuff. I'm out here really trying to do some work. I'm out here, we trying to teach the people. We trying to make sure the people are all right. Let's sit down. Let's have breakfast. It's harder. See, online, you can talk crazy to people. Yeah. You get that urge. Boy, you be even me. I be getting the urge like, man, you just said. So I be having to stop myself because I know it's like if you was in front of me right now and we were sitting down, there's no way I would even have an urge to talk to you this way. I wouldn't even want to talk to you this way. I just sit here and be like, yeah, no, let me explain. It's different when you face to face. The internet be having us going crazy, you know what I'm saying? Just talking to people however we want because, you know what I'm saying, we feel like it ain't real. It's like, no. That's why I tell people now, you want to talk, let's sit down. You know what I'm saying? I ask my wife to cook something for it, we'll sit down, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a conversation. Don't none of them take us up for that. No, they don't want to have no conversation. What they going to want to have a conversation? They might just darn learn something. Right? Let's keep going. I don't know what we were talking about before.
I got people that still ain't came.
Nah, these people ain't coming. It's all right though. The ones the Most High God called, they gonna come here. They gonna come somewhere else where the word is being preached. Listen. Word is gonna get out one way or the other. Word is gonna get out one way or the other. Especially when this virus starting to touch these people. Woo woo. You know what I'm saying? Italy said they got like what was it like? Overnight, like 100-something people died or something like that. Wow. I'm looking like, boy, that's darn crazy. I'm like, that thing getting these white folk. Listen, that thing crazy. It got some black folk too. It got some black, but it ain't knocking us out by the hundreds though. That's nuts. They budget dropping over there. You know why they say you know why they say they dropping over there? They say they ain't got enough hospital beds. That's what they scared of here. That's what if you looking at the panic, you're like, why is all this panic? That's where the panic come from. They looking at these other countries, and they're like, oh, these other countries ain't prepared. What they ain't gonna tell us is that like China, the place where this stuff started, like makes some of the stuff we need to protect ourselves, like the face mask that's coming from China. That's why you hear them say, oh, you might be watching the news, they be like, we ain't got enough face masks. Donate your face mask on social media and all that. Don't buy up this face mask. It's not gonna help you anyway. That's why they telling people it's not gonna help them. You know what I'm saying? Because they want the face mask to go to the doctors. Well, who make the face mask? That stuff comes from China, right? So you look at it, it's like this thing is just a big old mess that we're dealing with. If we looking at the other countries and like y'all not prepared, we see people just dropping dead in China, dropping dead in Italy. Really, in China, it looked bad, but it wasn't all that bad in China. And China probably lying to us, so it might be worse. China probably lying about how it really is. But you look at Italy, we don't necessarily believe Italy lying, but people dropping dead in Italy, just dropping. You know what I'm saying? So it's looking at the rest of the world, look at that and be like, uh-oh. And that's where all the panic come from, right? It's like,
the ages?
huh?
The age group?
All of them old folks. Yeah. Mass majority of them are old folks. You know what I'm saying? It's not like just, it's very few, you know what I'm saying, younger people. You know what I'm saying? Old folk, people that sick, you know what I'm saying? But they dropping though. Just boom, boom, boom. Y'all getting they butt out of there. I'm looking at that thing like, whoo. You know what I'm saying? Them white folk getting it. Y'all know about Italy, right? Mm-hmm. What's in Italy?
Statues?
Ancient Rome?
Romania, right?
No, not Romania.
Romania. Rome, though.
Ancient Rome?
Rome. listen, I'm looking at these people, and that thing makes sense to me. I be looking at it like, get them, God. You know what I'm saying? I still got a little grudge. They kicked us out of our land. Look, man, you see, you getting the old folks. He ain't gonna get the youngest one. He gonna get the ones that get the closest connect. That's how I like to imagine it. Like you the closest to the ancient. Okay, I mean that's how I don't know what the man do. I'm just saying that's how I like to imagine. I don't know. I'm looking at it like, all right, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, they technically they got the worst. They got the worst of the outbreak. They gonna try to tell us that we got the worst, but really in real life we dealing with it the best. I don't know if we dealing with it the best, but it's affecting us the best out of any other big countries. You know what I'm saying? But who knows? That thing, you know what I'm saying? People, some wicked people out here too. They might just jump out and just start killing folks over here too. I know why they, you know what I'm saying? I be sitting there, I know why these white folk panicking. You know what I'm saying? I know why they butt bad. Get there, give them all a check. I know why they panic. People got a lot to worry about. They got a lot to worry about. These people start dropping dead and they can't keep making their money.
I seen a headline. Trump was saying suicide rates might rise. You know what I'm saying? If the economy don't if y'all don't open the economy back up.
That's crazy. That's real though.
Yeah.
These white folks take money serious. They ain't never been broke like us. No, seriously, they ain't never been broke like us. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're like this stuff, if you think about it, this is some of their first chance dealing with stuff that we deal with. You know what I'm saying? To have a fear of something that you can't see. That's what we deal with our whole life. We fear racism. We fear. We don't even want to try certain things because we think people gonna be racist towards us. Mm-hmm. Right to this day, I don't even want to go to this. I don't want to move to this. You always talking about moving to this out. To this day, I'm like, oh, it's beautiful out there, but I don't know if I can deal with that racism. I ain't never even been down there and experienced no darn racism. Every time I went to this side, I never experienced racism down there. All right, I've been to Arkansas. I've been to Miami. Where else I've been? I've been to Texas for a little bit. I ain't been there a lot. But I'm just saying, when I've gone, I've never experienced racism. That I recollect at least. However, my fear is I get out there and I deal with something I just can't handle. I'm comfortable right now. I know how to control myself. I know what my limits are. I know what situations to keep myself out of. I go down there, I'm walking down the street, man got a Confederate flag, look at me and just call me the N-word. I don't know how I respond to that. I like to think I just ignore it, but I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put myself in that position. That's a fear. Right? That is what these people fear. They don't even want to touch they white. You know what I'm saying? Looking at white, no social distancing, 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? These people scared.
Like at Winco, how they had it.
They probably paint what they paint the floor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they paint. I'm still eating Panda Express. That's my baby girl. You know what I'm saying? Still eating Panda Express.
Funny.
So I walk into Panda Express, and it's like you gotta get in and get out. I was like, oh y'all serious? Then I looked on the floor. I'm just standing in line like a regular person. The guy in front of me, he ordering the food too. He keep looking back at me, white dude. He keep looking back at me like that. So I'm getting mad. Like, what you looking back at me for? And then the lady, like, she noticed it. You know what I'm saying? She a little Mexican lady. She noticed it, and she's like smiling at me and like looking at the floor. So I look at the floor and I see the X. I'm like, oh, sorry. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. I'm like, these people scared. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, for sure. But you don't know God talking to us for sure. That's for sure. People looking at, is this a man-made? It could be man-made. You know what I'm saying? Who we use to kill us?
Man.
You know what I'm saying? He told us the king of Assyria, come get they butt. It could be man-made. It might be man-made. That's irrelevant at this point. Right? This thing touched the whole world. Still touching the whole world. Spreading across the whole world.
It's got to Africa too.
Yeah, they got it last.
Which is suspicious. It's suspicious. Right? Because what's going on in Africa right now? Who knows what's going on in Africa at this very moment and has been going on in Africa? Who is all over Africa right now?
Oh, right now it's like, what's a couple things going on? I know there's Chinese people over there.
Chinese people all over Africa. Buying it up, building stuff for them all over. They got direct flights, China to Africa, every single day. Still, right now. You still go from China to Africa right now. Who started this epidemic? China. Who's the last to get it?
Africa.
Just don't, for me, that's suspicious. I don't understand what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what that means, right? I'm just saying some stuff look odd. I be looking, look, I keep up with all these darn numbers. Everybody freaking out like, oh, get that another. Because they present the numbers to us in a way that's scary. They're like, oh, 170 people just died last night. It's like, and that's scary. It's like, in one night, 170 people just died, right? They don't tell you that, oh, well, not all 170 people would do the coronavirus. It's like little things like that. They leave that type of stuff because they're trying to scare you. But if you look at all the numbers and how they do, you'll see that they're not telling you about death rate.
That's why I always ask the age. Like, how old are
They're not talking about death rate. They'll mention the age in the bottom of the article, but they're not telling you this is the percentage of people dying of the total population. So look, so this, in my job, I work for a bank, right? So in my job, when I want to do anything, right? Let's say I got some initiative I want to do. I want to change something. I got to give these folks numbers, right? I always got to give them numbers. I always got to put together some reporting, and I got to give them a number. So let's say I want to do chargebacks. I want to buy this chargeback tool. You know, just chargeback software. I want to buy it. How much it costs? That's what they're gonna ask me. What's the numbers, right? Okay, it costs $300,000. All right. So how are you gonna get our return on that $300,000? So I have to tell them that. Okay. Well, I expect to do more chargebacks. You think they're gonna do more chargebacks?
No, it's like, okay, tell me the numbers.
No. I'm gonna have to say I expect to do this many chargebacks. Do you think that's good enough for them? What is that many charge? Okay, I'm gonna do 100,000 chargebacks. You know what they gonna think? What does that mean? And that's the position we are. They get throwing numbers at us, but what does that mean? What they always want to see, any of us too, anybody in business, but any of us when they pitch stuff to us, we should always want to see a number compared to something, right? Because it's trending. That gives us trending. It tells us if it's going up or down. So give me death as a percentage of population. Right? Then I can see, oh, that's spiking. Death as a percentage of population is going up. That's bad. It's going down. That's good. Right? You're not just throwing me a number because 100 people may not mean anything today. If I got 1 billion people in China, what's 100 people? That's nothing. Right? So then that's one thing. You want to know trending, right? You want to know, is it going up or going down? Going up or going down, right? Then after the trending, the next thing you want to know, because even if you got a trend, it's going up and then going down. Okay, is that normal? How does that compare to something else? So the next thing you want to do is what they call benchmarking. Benchmarking that means you're comparing it to something else. So you got the flu. Let's look at that same type of trending for the flu. Okay, this one going up and down. What is the flu doing in the same time period? Is it going up and down too? That's normal then, right? If it's spiking up and the flu going down, oh, that's bad. Right? This is different. Those are the numbers we got to look at. And guess what? They're not giving us those numbers. There's a reason for it. Right? I don't know what all this stuff mean. Who knows? All I'm saying is this is 2020. 400 years after we been captive in this land. That's all I know. And this is a mighty fine coincidence that this thing touching the whole world. After my God told me, grab Ezekiel chapter 20. Oh, I need that. You know what I'm saying? You got it. I love it when my wife be talking about. Say it again, baby. I might just give you a. Might just give her.
Now, that ain't reparation.
Now, that ain't reparation, but I'll take it. That's a good start. We can start the conversation. Yeah, we'll take it. Now, that don't even count against reparation. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can't even deduct that from my reparation. If any white person got it, I can't. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You whiter than the Naka, you can't get it. You know what I'm saying? For it to be a reparation, you can't get it. That got that. You know what I'm talking about? It's Ezekiel. Give me 20, give me 20, 30. Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 30.
You want 32.
This is Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 32.
And that which comes into your mind shall not be at all. You say, we will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries to serve wood and stone.
Right? Ain't that what we doing right now? Our people are rejecting the word, they're rejecting the Bible, and they're going out getting crystals. You see so many of our people got crystals, darn, what the wind thing, what they call them? The wind, the dream catchers. You got the crystals. We got the little wooden little symbols and all this stuff that they got, and they wear it around their neck and all that stuff. They reading horoscopes. They doing all this. This one girl, she got tarot cards that she be posting on her thing. All these different things. These people I grew up with. People I know. Burning sage. All these different things. All this stuff come from the heathens.
They say, I talked to my wife, and she was like, yeah, I have a friend that burns sage, but she was like, as long as you don't say no chance, baby, you do it.
Might as well just burn the darn incense. You ain't gonna say a chant, you might well go all the way with it. I ain't never seen nobody halfway do something and be successful. You know what I'm talking about? If you're gonna do some witchcraft, I mean, you gotta dive in. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do it. That stuff is real. You might get something out of it for a little while. You just gotta decide what you wanna do. But if you're gonna I'm doing something and I'm too scared to go all the way with it. Okay, I'm just gonna burn it. But I'm not gonna say the chants. I'm not really gonna look into it to figure out what it's really about. I'm just gonna burn it. What's the point of doing it? You know it's wrong. That's how the Most High God gonna get us. He gonna look at you like, you know that thing was wrong. That's why you didn't want to go all the way. Because if it was right, you would have been like, oh no, I gotta get the chant. Let me do this right. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna want to do it the right way if it was right.
What is it supposed to do?
Sage is,
Sage?
I guess it's like a clean,
Clean spirits.
atmosphere. Yeah, they
Like
said.
salt and witchcraft.
Like you burn sage, it like cleans the atmosphere.
It get all the ancient use is to get all the unclean spirits out of your house or out of whatever area you burned it in. And it was actually Native American. Some people say African too. But you do this, you know what I'm saying? Burn that thing, take it around, you say your chants, you do all the things to get the spirits out of there, and then you're supposed to have clean spirits. In reality, what it's really doing, it is getting some spirits out, but it's replacing them with other spirits. You know what I'm saying? So now you get the spirits that you're comfortable with, or the spirits that you want, or the spirits that you're drawing from, and that's just all over your house now. That's what people dealing with.
You were like, yeah, I burn sage every time I have people over, and then when they leave, I burn sage because you know we got,
Yeah. Meanwhile, all they got is a darn smoky darn house. Make a darn who they got.
I'm like, just don't invite people over there, though. Just don't invite
They gonna
people
get
over
older
there.
and try to figure out why they got cancer. You know what I'm talking about? You don't know what this stuff doing. Just making a darn fool of it.
They still got the same issue you had.
Same issue. Them your darn friends. I ain't gonna try to burn away their spirit. You like them. You know what I'm saying? What type of stuff is that?
They too toxic for me. And they start burning.
Yeah, if you don't spray something, spray some Lysol. That's what my wife did. You know what I'm saying? Our friend, at least she... Yes, she did. It's all right, though. That's what you got to do. Spray some Lysol on them when they come in. At least that got some, you know what I'm saying, scientific properties to it. You know what I'm saying? We can prove that. I don't know what sage doing. Right? Let's see. Keep going. It's Ezekiel chapter...
I do it before anybody comes over.
Oh, you might be doing it before. She do it afterwards. Don't be offended. You know what I'm saying?
I'm offended.
She be hitting me, too.
No, I hit Philip when he passed gas.
She sprayed Lysol like it's air freshener. I ain't never seen nobody. She just be Lysol. You spray it on something like a surface or something. She be spraying it right in the middle. I'm looking like that's her burning sage. I be looking at it like this don't make no darn sense.
Getting the germs out there. I do that sometimes.
That don't make no sense. I just want y'all to know that doesn't make sense.
It's air pressure.
The air going
Cleaning
down.
the germs out of the air, right?
You're not cleaning germs out of the air.
No?
Okay,
You're
like
spraying
when somebody
air.
sneezes,
That's right.
it's in the air.
Yeah, you spray that Lysol, get the germs out there, right?
Because it floats around.
It don't float no darn around.
So how when you change your air filter are dirty?
Because it stopped floating and it stuck onto something.
Because all the air from the house.
That's what
goes to
germs
that
do.
filter.
They go and they stick onto something.
And all dirty
And you
air-
wasting all this. Just hitting nothing.
all the dirty air.
By
goes
the time it hit the floor, it ain't even effective no more.
Might as well get some effort.
Carpet just as clean as can be. Goodness gracious.
Get some Febreze.
I lay a nice Easter bunny. Ain't bothering nobody.
Yes, it does.
Ain't bothering nobody. I don't even stink. Lay my darn Easter bunny, toot a little bit. She come running around me. Now I'm coughing. Now I'm really laying each money, cause now, you know what I'm saying? It's like that thing ain't help nobody now. Goodness gracious. What we got? Being like the darn heathens. What it say?
As I live, says the Lord God, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out, I will rule over you.
When he said mighty hand and stretched out arm,
Punishment.
what that mean? He want to shake somebody's hand?
No.
I mean, you got a mighty hand, big mighty hand, and a stretched out arm. What are you trying to do? Give you a hug? He trying to reach to grab you and save you. That's how he look. That's the Jesus that they be. Yeah, you know which one I'm talking about. The Jesus that be the white one. He got his head all he tilted to the side a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That one. That's the one that they looking at. That one. Oh look, his arms are outstretched. That's what got it. No. He's saying he's whooping somebody's butt right now. When God got it, look, just know. Whenever you read outstretched arm and it's God talking, that's not a good thing. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody butt getting whooped, right? Cause what's the next word after outstretched arm?
And with fury poured.
And with fury poured. That boy's upset. That man is upset. Keep going.
I will rule over you.
Mm-hmm.
And I will bring you out from the people and will gather you out of the countries where you are scattered with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out.
Mm-hmm.
And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there I will plead with you face to face.
Mm-hmm.
Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I plead with you, says the Lord God.
You see how he said he's going to bring us out of all the countries? So we look at this, and I just say it's quite a coincidence that at the end of our time period, this thing touched the whole world. We don't know where it's headed, right? We don't know where it's headed. Could just be a reset button to make everybody even, right? Kind of bring the economies to a certain level, you know what I'm saying? Put everybody on a level playing ground, because, you know what I'm saying, this country just spent the most money they ever spent, right? And they calling it 2.2 trillion, but guess what? At the end of the day, it's about to be like 6-something trillion, right? After they get done with all the money that they got to hand out, all the loans, all the commitments, they ain't gonna stick at 2.2 trillion. That's just what they allocating right now. You know what I'm saying? Then you gonna have to back up deals and all this other stuff that thing gonna turn into a couple trillion. So, what does that mean? What if it don't work? Right? Remember, our money, this money that they working with, is based off of confidence. That's all. It's all based off of confidence. It's based off of belief, faith, right? So if I believe the dollar is good, then guess what? Dollar is good. It's fake. All of it's just imaginary, right? So if there's no confidence because the stock market, people are pulling out, selling all their stuff, right? There's no confidence there. And then they say, hey, we put out the stimulus, confidence goes up, the stock market goes back up. But what if money goes out, people don't spend the money because they're still locked in their house? Therefore, companies are still pulling out, companies and rich people are still pulling out the stocks. They don't want to hold the stocks, right? Confidence goes down. What happens next? We spent all this money, Federal Reserve printed all this money or created all this money. What happens? All right, these are uncharted territories that's coming up. We don't know where it's going to go. We don't know what's about to happen.
And then you're trying to sell houses and stuff too, supposedly now, because they won't know nobody come check their houses out until their stuff goes up.
Yeah, I mean, that and the banks is looking like, okay, hold on, interest rates are really, really low, which means I can make my interest rates really, really low. But then if interest rates go right back high again after this thing is over, then I took a loss just now. So they trying to hold off, like, you know what I'm saying, let's just kind of wait and see how this thing pan out because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to be left holding the bag here.
And with all these new communities around my house, I haven't been seeing no construction workers like, you know what I'm saying, building up the houses.
That's fine. I ain't even, I know I've seen construction for sure, but I haven't looked really for the houses.
It's like a bunch of new communities like around my house, like at least 5, 6, and it looks like ain't nobody building right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting time. Let's go back to John chapter 1. It's gonna be an interesting time to kind of see how this play out, but it's important for us to keep our eyes open.
I think these companies are gonna have some weird write-offs come the end of this year or next tax season. Tax season is gonna be real funny. Like companies gonna be able to like write a whole bunch of money off because of this coronavirus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
That's why they're like, oh yeah, we'll pay. You know.
Yeah, they'll figure out a way to make it work for them.
So
But
they giving people severance packages and all this during this time. So then when taxes can come back around, it's time for that company to pay taxes. They're like, oh, well, we have to do this, and the government will be like, all right.
yeah, well, I mean, that's what some of the bill is about. Some of the bill is backing up some of them companies that did some of those things, right? That continue to pay their employees, the ones that were quote unquote directly affected. You know, like that's what it's about. So some of them are looking at some of them are knowledgeable to look at the laws and just be like, okay, I know what's coming down the pipe, so I'm gonna look out for my employees because I know I'm gonna get that back anyway. Which is cool. You know what I'm saying? That works out for everybody. But at the end of the day, if it don't work, what's next? Right?
Especially
What
these
happens
hotels.
next? Yeah, these hotels for sure.
I think like 40 of them, I'd say, but what'd you say people in Vegas work in a hotel? Like what percentage of Vegas natives work in a hotel?
I heard a number of 30%.
I was gonna say like 40.
Yeah, I heard a number of 30%. I don't know if that's accurate, but I remember hearing
So
something
I would
like 30%.
say like Vegas natives, at least 40%. I would say at least 40% of Vegas natives work in hotels. And you look at the hotels now or like downtown.
They cleared out?
Yeah, and it's like
My hotel, like, well, thank God, like, I got that position because they paying full time and part time people. If you was like on call, they don't know what's like outside of that.
Let me see, John chapter 1. Where we at? 17?
15.
15? It's John chapter 1, verse 15. Let's see what the book says.
John bare witness of him and cried, saying, This is he of whom I spake. He that comes after me is preferred before me,
That's right. He said he came before me.
because he was before me.
All right? So he's saying he that came after me, in other words, he's born after me, and he's coming after me, is also preferred before me because he was before me. You got to know people listening is like, what in the world is John talking about? Like, what is he talking about? Do we come after you or do we come before you? Just be plain. John like, man, that's as plain as I can say it. Give me verse 1. Watch this.
In the beginning was the Word,
Uh-huh.
and the Word was with God,
Uh-huh.
and the Word was God.
Uh-huh.
And the same was in the beginning with God.
Mm-hmm.
All these things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made.
Mm-hmm.
In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not.
Darkness don't know what it's talking about. Right? That's why these people don't understand. Right? Because they prefer to be in darkness. Keep going though. Watch this.
There was a man sent from John, whose name was, There was a man sent from God. My fault. Page written. Hold on. Whose name was John. Though the same came for a witness too, he witnessed to the light that all men sent to bear. Oh, bro, this is bad. Hold on. Let me get this real quick. The thing's messed up.
I'm going to say he wasn't the light, but he came to bear witness
There
to the
was
light.
a man sent from God whose name was John. The same came for a witness to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe.
Mm-hmm.
He was not that
This is
light.
that same light.
Yeah.
Right? This is that same light that had life. Right? The Word, that was also the Word, that was also with God in the beginning. Right? You gotta watch how it played it out, right? It said, in the beginning, there was the Word. And the Word was God, and the Word was with the God. And the Word had life in it. And that life was the light of men. And this man came to bear witness of that light. He wasn't that light, though. Is what he's trying to make clear. Hold on. Don't make a mistake. He was not that light, though.
He came to talk about the light.
He came to bear witness and say, hey, yo, I saw the light. Right? Keep going. Watch this.
He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light.
Mm-hmm.
That was the true light, which lights every man that comes into the world.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not.
Uh-huh.
He came unto his own, and his own received him not.
Uh-huh.
But as many as received him, to them
What
gave
power
he
they get?
power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name.
Mm-hmm.
Which were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God.
Mm-hmm.
And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us.
Right? So then the Word was made flesh. What is that talking about? That's talking about Yahushua being born. Right? Yahushua was then born. So that's why he can say he came before me, but then he also came after me, because he was made flesh after John the Baptist. Right? But he was in the beginning with God. So these people looking at it like, man, I have no idea what John is talking about. That's all right. You wasn't supposed to know what he was talking about. Just pay attention. Jump back down to 15. That's probably the next verse, huh?
Yeah. And John bare witness of him and cried, saying, This is he of whom I spake. He comes after me is preferred, and he that comes after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. And of his fullness have all we received in grace for grace.
Mm-hmm.
For the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by Yahushua. No man has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the record of John.
Mm-hmm.
When the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, Who are you?
Uh-huh.
And he confessed and denied not, but confessed, I am not the Messiah.
He said, I am not the Messiah.
And they asked him, What then?
He said, but what are you then? Because they looking at him like, you talking real slick. They looking at him like, you talking real slick. And John wasn't no chump. So it's believable what he is doing. He is looking like, all right, so hold on. So what you trying to say? Should we be following you because you the Messiah? He said, no, I'm not the Messiah. He said, told him very plainly, no, I'm not the Messiah. So he said, then what then?
Are you Elijah?
He said, but are you Elijah? Why would they ask that? Are you Elijah?
Because Malachi said he was sending them back.
Last week we read Malachi, and Malachi told us Elijah was coming, right? You remember my prophet Moses, right? He said, you remember my servant Moses. Well, just like that, Elijah is coming. So we know that before Yahushua come, right, Elijah's supposed to come. So they knew that too. They knew like, okay, well, hold on. At some point, we know that they're supposed to be Elijah the prophet. He's supposed to come back somehow. So they asked him first, are you the Messiah? Okay, no, you're not the Messiah. You must be Elijah then. And you remember last week we read that the angel told his mom and dad, he told his dad that he would come in the spirit of who? He said that he would come, so he actually is Elijah. But watch this. Watch how he respond to it.
And he said, I am not.
Right? He said, no, I'm not Elijah. Right? He has come in the spirit of Elijah, though. Right? That's what the prophecy said. He himself don't see himself as Elijah, but he came in Elijah's spirit.
The same spirit that God gave unto Elijah, he gave that same spirit unto John.
Right? So John, inside of John is Elijah's spirit. Right? Watch this.
And he said, I am not. He said, are you that prophet?
Mm-hmm.
And he answered, no.
What does he mean by that prophet?
When Moses told us about.
Let's read about it. It's Deuteronomy chapter 18. I mean, just real quick. It's Deuteronomy chapter 18. Give me verse 15. Notice he didn't say, are you a prophet? Right? If he would have asked him, are you a prophet? John's answer would have been, yes, I am a prophet. Right? But he didn't. He said, are you that prophet? Very specific. Are you that prophet? Watch this. It's a very specific prophet that's prophesied in our law. In Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 15.
The Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me.
Mm-hmm.
Unto him you shall hearken.
This is Moses talking. Right? He said there's going to be a prophet that come, and it's going to be of thy brethren. Who's that? That just eliminates who?
That eliminates any foreigner.
So Muhammad that come up talking about Islam? That got that. Get your butt. Boy, you don't get your butt. If you don't knock it all talking about some darn Muhammad, I ain't listening to your butt. That's crazy. He said, brother, he going to come from amongst your brethren. He going to be like unto me. And what else?
Unto him you shall listen.
He said, and that's the one that y'all got to listen to. What else?
According to all that you desire of the Lord your God in Horeb in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of the Lord my God, neither let me see his great fire anymore, that I die not.
Uh-huh. He said, that's the one you're going to listen to. Then he reminded you remember when you were telling me, y'all don't want to listen to the Most High God speak from the mount? Because y'all felt like y'all going to die, and y'all asked me to go up, and I hear his words, and I come back and I bring it to you? He's like, according to that request, this is who this man is going to be for you. Right? So that's what we've been waiting for. Somebody that can tell us the word of the Most High God. Okay, let's hear about it.
And the Lord said unto me, they have well spoken. that which they have spoken. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren like unto you. And I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not listen unto the words which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him.
So guess who you required to listen to?
Yahushua.
That got that. So that's what we've been waiting for. When they say that prophet, that's what they talking about. Is that the prophet that we required to listen to?
Absolutely.
Right? So they asked him first, are you the Messiah? Are you Elijah? Are you that prophet? They didn't realize the last and the first are the same. Right? Because if you read our book, it's not clearly saying that the Messiah and that prophet are the same person. Right? It's just not telling us that. It just said that prophet in this context, and in the other context it says the prophecy of the Messiah. Or at least the name that we attribute to the Messiah as the Messiah. Right? Go back to John. It's John chapter 15. What verse we leave off on?
John 1 verse 21.
John verse 1 verse 21. All right, cool. It's John chapter 1 verse 21.
And they asked him, what then? Are you Elijah? And he said, I am not. Are you that prophet? And he answered, no. Then said they unto him, who are you, that we may give an answer to them that sent us?
Now watch this.
What do you say of yourself?
He said, who are you that we might give an answer? What do you say of yourself? Watch his answer.
He said, I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness. Make straight the way of the Lord, as the prophet Isaiah. Said the prophet Isaiah.
He quoted Isaiah on their butt. Let's read Isaiah real quick. It's Isaiah chapter 40. Give me verse 3. It's Isaiah chapter 40 verse 3.
The voice of him that cries in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord. Make straight in the desert a highway for our God. Every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low. And the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. For the mouth of the Lord has spoken it. The voice said, cry. And he said, what shall I cry? All flesh is as grass, and all the goodliness thereof is as the flower of the field. The grass withers, the flower fades, because the Spirit of the Lord blows on it. Surely the people is grass. The grass where the flower fades, but the word of our God shall stand forever.
The word gonna stay forever. That's what we're looking at. Right? So that's what he quoted. That's talking about someone who comes right before the Messiah. So they asked him, who are you? He is like, oh, I'm what Isaiah was talking about. In other words, the Messiah is coming.
It says, O Zion that bring good tidings, get thee up into the high mountain, O Jerusalem, that brings good tidings, and lift up your voice with strength. Lift it up and be not afraid. Say unto the cities of Judah, behold your God. And that's exactly what John did. Behold, the Lamb that takes away the sins of the world. Right? Behold, the Lord will come with strong hand, and his arm shall rule for him. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. He shall feed his flock like a shepherd. He shall gather the lambs with his arms and carry them in his bosom, and they shall gently lead those that are with young.
So now what made it so difficult for our people at that time is because when you read this prophecy, it's talking about two separate time periods at one time. Right? It's just going like in and out, right? In and out. Part of it is talking about when Yahushua came the first time, and part of it is talking about when Yahushua gonna come in our end days. Right? We looking at it when it's talking about he gonna gather his flock and carry him. Right? That's talking about end. That's talking about what's about to happen. Right? When it's talking about him making the way straight, that's talking about back then. And it's talking about what's about to happen, right? Because you still got to have Elijah come back, and Elijah still got to make straight the way. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Coronavirus might hit everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody might be, you know what I'm saying, dusted off and try to figure out what's going on. And you got a prophet, man of God, like, yo, you want all this to turn around? Let the people go. Out of all y'all nations, whoever got a nation. You know, I just want to see how you going to do it, because you got to talk to all. Usually we focus on one nation. You know what I'm saying? He got to talk to all the nations. So it's intriguing to me, because it's like, oh, well, now we got the technology to do it. You know what I'm saying? So is the man going to be on the internet? You know what I'm saying? Just imagine, like, he just pop out. You know, like, like on what's the show? F Society. You know what I'm talking about. What's the show?
Mr. Robot.
Yeah, Mr. Robot. You know, there's a show called Mr. Robot. You know what I'm saying? They take over like everybody's TV. You know what I'm saying? They like send a message out on everybody's TV. Like if the prophet gonna do that, he'll be maybe a hacker. You know what I'm talking about? That boy hack everybody's TV and just be like, Most High God said. You know what I'm talking about? Oh man, that thing gonna mess me up. I'll be like, where he at? You know what I'm talking about? Where he at? I'm trying to get to him. You know what I'm saying? But something gotta happen. He gonna have to talk to all the nations. You know what I'm saying? He might just light them up like, yo, listen, we can fix all this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just got, whoever got Hebrews in their land. Hebrews? What are the Hebrews? Oh, let me explain to y'all. The Hebrews are the people that y'all took as slaves, the ones that was in Africa, the ones that y'all sold out. Right? That's the Hebrews. He started breaking down with all the people. These people are Hebrew. That people is Hebrew. That people is Hebrew. You let them out of your land, we'll fix all this. You know the people gonna fight against it, then the plague's gonna start hitting. This ain't no plague, right? We looking at that, there ain't no plague. But they gotta fight against it, then the plague gonna start hitting. Y'all gonna make me wanna jump into Revelation, start breaking it down. We'll get to it. We gotta get to it, right? But though, you know what I'm saying? We look at it, that's what we gotta keep our eye out for. Cause the man gotta come back just like he came there. And that's what John trying to tell him. He's like, oh no, I'm the one that cleared the way. I'm the one that set the path straight for the Messiah. Right?
I rolled out the red carpet.
I roll out the red carpet for the Messiah. Just know, the one that come after me is the one. He's in there, he's looking at it like, I know this look good what y'all seeing right now. Oh, no. The one that come after me is the one. That's the one you should be looking for. Right? We'll get into it. We'll pick up next week and start getting into it and try to figure out what we got, try to cover a little more ground. We got to make it to Revelation so we can kind of show the people what's about to happen. Right? All right. Any questions? All right, well, let's pray out.
Yeah.